the next video. In this video I will show you how you can overlay a text to a live camera preview as well as image capture in React Native's new architecture for Android using CameraX and Media 3 effect. So there are few things which I want to clear out at the very start. I am using React Native version 80, which is the latest at the time of me recording this video. Second is I'm not using any third-party libraries. I'm using native code for doing overlaying of text as well as live camera preview and capturing the photo. And yeah, that's all there is. Let's see the output first. So I have recorded the output, so I'll just play the video over here. Sorry about that. So here you can see I'll just play the first. It is asking me for camera permission, so I will just give it the camera permission. Then here you can see it is displaying the live camera preview with the hello text being overlaid. So I can now move. I'm just moving my camera. I will just click on the capture button, and here you can see the image has been captured. So yeah, that's all there is to it. Let's get started. So I'll just close this. So first you need to create a React Native project by using this particular command. Now like I said, this is only for Android, so we don't really need CocoaPod install, and also instead of demo you can give it your own project name. Now if you see this documentation, they have taken the example of web view. So everywhere they have written this web view thing, which we don't want. In our case I have written it as my camera, but like I said, you can use whatever name you feel like, but be very careful. Once you give that name, it will be used in lot other places as well. So it's better if you are doing this for the very first time, you follow what I am doing. So we won't run this command. Okay, we will create all these folders manually. It's not that difficult. And this is the project structure which they are saying. So what you need to do inside your React Native project. Okay, I'll close everything. Don't want to confuse you guys too much. Okay, I'll minimize this. So first you need to create a specs folder as it is displayed over here. Then go to Android app src main, and I'll minimize this. And first you need, inside java.com, you need to create a folder called my camera. Like I said, you can give it whatever name you feel like, but this name is very important as this will be used in lot other places as well. So here you can see they have given it as web view, but I have given it as my camera. That's the only difference. Next, inside the specs folder we need to create this TypeScript file. So I have just created that TypeScript file inside the specs folder. Name it as my camera native component.ts. As you can see, I have copy pasted the code from this particular documentation over here, but I have changed few things. Firstly, we don't require a prop, so I have removed this, and I have renamed this on script loaded to something else like on image taken. Okay, and the result will actually contain the image URL. So here we are here we are referencing this my camera image type event over here, and here I have changed the name to custom my camera. That's all there is to it. Okay, so this is all the code. Now I will also open my terminal because we need to run few commands. So I will just open my terminal and I'll cd to my React Native project, which is over here. Okay, and I'll clear everything out as well. Then I need to go to package.json over here, and I'll just copy this particular bit of code, come to package.json over here and just paste this particular bit of code over here. Now here is my camera, here is rct my camera, and here is custom my camera as well. So that's all the changes which I have done. Then this step is missing in the documentation. You need to do npm installation, given that we have changed the package.json file. Then scroll down in the Android section. We need to cd to the Android folder first. So I'll just do that, and then we need to run this particular command. So this will actually do code generation. Like I said, this native component is very important in the file naming, otherwise code generation won't be able to pick your file. So I'll just run this and it will create the code generation. It was pretty quick for me because I have already ran this command previously. Then let's scroll down. Now here we need to create this particular file. Now we can't really copy contents of this file because this will be the actual implementation. So let's go through it step by step. So first you need to go to Android app, you need to go to build.gradle, and here you need to add this camera core, then this camera 2, then camera lifecycle, then camera view, then Android X camera media 3 effect, which is still in alpha at the time of me recording this video, as well as media 3 effect. So these are all the dependencies. So if this dependency does become stable by the time you guys watch the video, make sure you use the stable version only. So these are the dependencies which you need to add. And inside Android manifest.xml, you need to add this uses feature of Android hardware camera permission, as well as write external storage permission. Then go to my camera, go to React my camera, just scroll up. Firstly, this is our package name. Now there are a lot of imports, so I'll simply scroll through this. Feel free to pause the video and just copy all these imports which are there. Okay, then here is our context, here is our camera, here is our preview is basically the camera preview. Here is our image capture, here is our button to take a photo, here is our camera preview, here is our camera executor, here is our process camera provider. Then we have this back facing lens as well. Then here we like get our current activity. Then inside the init we just set layout params to our viewfinder. Then here you can see that we are calling this method. I'll come back to this method in a bit. Then we add the viewfinder to our parent view. Then here we set the capture button text, background color, layout params as well, and then add it to our parent view. Then we add a click listener to it called take photo. Then inside we override few methods on attach to window and on detach from window. If camera permission is given, we just do viewfinder.post setup camera, else we do camera executor.shutdown and we unbind our camera provider. Now here, like I said, this is method is basically a hack which you need to write. If you want, you can refer to this GitHub issues. So this issue has been open since past 8 years and React Native have still not solved it. This hack is required because otherwise your CameraX won't be able to will not get displayed and you will just see a black screen. That's why this hack is required. You can learn more about it in this URL which I have mentioned. Then here we call setup camera, where we do process camera provider.get instance. We add a listener to it as well, and then we set our camera provider. We bind our camera use case as well. Then here we get the width, the height, as well as the rotation. Then here is our camera provider. Here we get the back facing lens. Here is our aspect ratio strategy. Here is our resolution selector as well. Then here we initialize our preview view. Here we initialize our image capture as well. Then here we initialize our use case group builder of preview and image capture use case. Here we initialize our media 3 effect. Then here we define our immutable list of Android media 3 effect. Then here we call this create overlay effect from bundle, and then just add that overlay to our effects array. We'll come back to this method later on. This will basically help us to overlay some text on our live camera. Then here is our adding our effects over here. Then we add this media 3 effect or use case group builder, unbind our camera provider, we bind it to the life cycle as well. Then here we do viewfinder.surface provider as well. Then here is our take photo, where we do simple date format. Okay, then here is content values.apply. Then here is our image capture code as well, and then here we do image capture.take picture, and on image saved we just get the URI of the saved image. Now to send it back to React Native side, we call this method. Again, this method is a bit complicated. I'll come back to this in a bit. And we unbind our camera provider. This method is just to check whether we have the required camera permission or not. Then here we define two variables, tag as well as file name format, and this is the code for overlaying the text on our live camera preview. So we have to create an immutable list first. Then we have to use the static overlay setting. You can set the rotation degree, alpha scale to whatever you feel like, and this is the text which you need to pass. So instead of hello, you can change it to whatever you feel like. Then here we set the span to this as well, and here we set the absolute size span as well. Then here we do text overlay dot create static text overlay, then add a text overlay to our overlays builder, then build it as well. And if it is empty, we return nulls, else we return an overlay effect. Then here we have this emit on image taken. So this is the code which is used to send data back to React Native side. Now this I have copy pasted it from the documentation, but I have changed it a little bit. So here you can see this is the code, but I have changed it a little bit over here based on our use case, because we have this on image taken, right? That's why we have to change it accordingly. So please don't directly copy paste from documentation, but you can use my code over here. Okay, so that's all there is to it. Now if you go to the documentation, it tells us to create this manager class. So here I have just copy pasted this code from documentation, but we have removed this prop because we are not passing any prop, right? So just to show it to you, and everywhere, so here is React my camera manager. I have changed the package name, and everywhere wherever they have used web view, I have replaced it with my camera. So that's all there is to it. And here we need to change few things. So here we have taken on image taken, on image taken, on image taken as well. So yeah, that's all there is to it. Then let's come over here. Here I have React my camera package.kt as well. So again, I'll just simply scroll up. Here is react web view package.kt. Again, this is all the code which I have copied it from documentation, but again, like I said, instead of web view I have written my camera everywhere. So yeah, that's the only change which we have done. Now we need to import this file inside our main application as well, as you can see over here. So you just need to come to your app, go to main application.kt. You need to add this particular import and you need to import it like this. Okay, once that is done, let's scroll down and how to use it inside app.tsx. So for that, you can just scroll down, go to app.tsx over here, and here these are all the imports, so feel free to pause the video and copy all this import. Then here we have a state of image URL, another state of camera permission granted. Then here I have platform OS of Android, and here I'm just checking if Android version greater than 10, because if it is greater than equal to 10 we don't require write external storage permission. So that's what I'm doing inside this method, checking Android platform, checking if it is Android 10 or higher, depending on that asking the permission, and once the permission has been granted I'm just changing this particular state as well, and I'm calling this method inside use effect. Now inside the UI, if your image URL is not equal to empty, then we are displaying the image. If it is empty and if camera permission is granted, then we display our camera preview, else we just display a text saying camera permission not granted. So yeah, that's all there is to it. If you have any questions, do let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. Bye.